We're live.
Another week started right here, Leanne.
Good morning.
Looking forward to this. First one in the house. Good morning to Leanne and Hitchhiking Bones and Dean Bancroft. Thanks for being a member. And my mom, thanks for being a member. And Myers and the Mouse in the house. Kadani Sean, thanks for being a member. Big Disney fan. Keith in the house. What's going on? How is everybody? How was your weekend? How was your Father's Day? I hope it was awesome. I had a spectacular Father's Day. If you're listening to this on the podcast, we're filming it on Monday, June 22nd. I was wondering what you're doing the day after Father's Day. And it was my first Father's Day as a grandpa times 3, and it was spectacular. And we had barbecue beans and brisket and babies. It was pretty cool. It's a lot of B's right there. Barbecue beans and biscuit and babies.
Brisket, barbecue beans, and babies.
If I did a vlog about yesterday, it could have been the name of it right there.
Yeah.
Or maybe babies, because that's probably more searchable than barbecue beans. So babies, barbecue beans, and brisket. That would have been good. Yeah. But I didn't do that.
No.
Turned off a couple of shows. No DizTube last night. Didn't want to schedule somebody on Father's Day. And we just decided to not do Creator Talk last night. We could have, but we were doing family. She was doing family. I was doing family. She being Lynn, my co-host. That's enough of that. We're talking Adventureland all week. Now, if you've never been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, you can probably tell I like Adventureland. It's my jam. The logo, which is one of 3 logos that I'm using this year, but 2 of the 3 are very Adventureland-y.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because you love it and you love Dole Whip.
If Adventureland was its own thing, I would love it.
I would live there.
I would love it. Michael Superbacker in the house. The Shirt Nuts 60 in the house. Jackie from RV and Disney in the house. Caitlin, Make It Blue. OCB Orange Cone Vlog in the house. What's going on? I appreciate all of you. So good to see y'all. Thank you, Mar. Thank you, Mar. Yeah, Mar was the largest voice in the Why Aren't You Daily Vlogging. I've daily vlogged in 2019, if you know. The answer to the question is because I didn't want to go crazy. Ray J in the house, Corner Sports in the house, Jack Santa Claus Logan in the house, and on work, I've got a bunch of work things I'm going to do, and I'm really excited about him. And you just gave me an epiphany on something, and I'm really excited about this week at work. So I'm in a really good mood, but right now, the reason I'm in a good mood is we have to talk about Adventureland all week. Tomorrow is a very, 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 very special thing in my life's birthday. We're going to talk about that on the show. If you don't know already, well, you don't know already. Stick around for tomorrow. But today, Jungle Cruise. Probably the bridge to me and 3 generations. You know, the generational bridge in my family to Disney has a lot to do with Jungle Cruise. Is that too weird the way I say it?
No, but that's right.
What am I talking about?
The hippos.
The hippos? Hey, Pete, what's going on, my man? Great show last night. I only got to catch the very, very end. I haven't seen it. I'll watch the whole replay. I only got the very, very end. But Pete had a great show last night with my buddies, Brandy and Dave. Pete's awesome show on Sundays. It's blowing up already, and you definitely want to check it out if you missed it. So good. So anyway, love you, Pete. And I also had some. I had a great dinner on Saturday.
Oh, yes,
crab cakes, buddy. Mm-hmm. Love you. Anyway, so let's talk Jungle Cruise. Grandpa, my mom, who's in Jets, Dad, and if you're a veteran of me and my channel, you already know this. But if you're new, you don't. Hey, Eddie family, what's going on? He worked at Disney. Right. And he worked on Main Street. He did something on Main Street. But today, we should have a whole week about Main Street. But today, first day of Adventureland week on Beauty and the Beast, we're going to talk about Jungle Cruise. He actually painted some of the attractions in Jungle Cruise.
Yes,
I should have had Mom on the show. So she
the hippos, which are really cute and some of my favorites.
I love it too. And I love the ride anyway. But I'm not going to lie. Every time I go by that and some little kid smiles at it, I'm like, I kind of beam a little extra.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I have a bazillion pictures that I've done of different views of the hippos.
I mean, it's just a painting. Anybody could do it.
Yeah.
It's not like it was like the Sistine Chapel or something, but I'm still very proud.
It's just very cool.
It's just a neat connection. It's a neat connection. And I want to paint it. If I jump out and start painting it and you think they'll leave me alone because he's his grandpa.
No.
That's kind of what I want to do.
They won't be happy about that.
Anyone else want to? There's a couple places in Disney that I want to jump out of a boat. And one's in Adventureland too, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. I think every kid who's on that ride wants to jump out in the room with the mountain full of gold.
Yes, in the Pirates of the Caribbean. And there's a few places that I want to jump out. I mean, I want to hang out. See, I mean, they want it. So Trader Sam wants to shrink my head. And then there's the lions who are playing with the gazelle or whatever.
Just playing with the zebra.
And then, zebra. Yeah, zebra, not gazelle.
They were taking a nap.
Yeah. And then the guys on the pole
I
mean, I don't know
love
where
the
I-
rhino. The guys.
I guess the more I think about it, I really should stay in the boat, which is the whole idea. Which, and by the way, we
Probably.
get a movie, Part of Your World Adventures. What's going on? So glad you're here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Good morning to you. What's your favorite scene? We'll start right off with the Jungle Cruise.
My
I've been
most
thinking about it, and
favorite
I'm gonna surprise
scene in
her
the
with my
Jungle
favorite scene.
Cruise is the elephant in the waterfall.
That's pretty
That's
good.
my favorite.
It's a pretty
I
good scene.
love those elephants. It is.
So my favorite scene, you only get to see it now and then, and it's actually the line during Christmas time.
Oh,
The Jingle Cruise. I should get my pin. It's just right there. I will. The Jingle Cruise cue is my favorite.
It is. It's really fun. When we went through it,
Yeah,
I
let
took
me get this
so
pin.
many pictures of all the little things that they had decorated with. And I actually, when I made your book, I put a bunch of those pictures in the book just because it was so different and so unusual to see the ride. But I think my favorite was the spider in the gift box.
Yeah.
Like it was a cage that looked like a package.
Mhm.
And randomly it would like jump at people.
It was pretty good.
So much fun.
It was pretty
watching
good.
Everybody like think it was just a prop, but it moved. It wasn't a real spider, but it would move at them. And
Wait, it wasn't a real spider?
No. But it was so funny.
The spider that jumped at the customers?
Right, because obviously it was a giant furry spider and they just thought it was doing nothing and all of a sudden it would jump at you.
It did look like it wasn't going to move. And then
Yeah.
And the whole box would move.
Yeah, it was great.
Do you guys love Jingle Cruise? I love Jingle. I mean, it's hard to imagine I like Jungle Cruise something more than Jungle Cruise. Oh, I do. Jingle Cruise. It's so good.
Yeah. It's really cool. So if you can go at Christmas and see that overlay, it's really fun. It's just different. It doesn't change up the ride a ton. Like I would say the Haunted Mansion really changes the whole thing.
Oh, I don't know. It changes it pretty good to me. I mean, it makes it the jokes, the puns, the whatever, they're second level because they're new.
Right.
I mean, they're new.
It's just funny. They're all decorated. It's just the whole same ride though, decorated with like Christmas hats. And like when they're trashing camp, they have like packages that they've torn open and
yeah.
The ape's wearing like a Christmas hat. It's really fun.
Let's see what we got here. I want to shower in the waterfall, says Addie.
Yeah.
I love it. I love pirates, but I can't watch the movies because they are rated R. I should have seen that coming. I agree. Paula said nobody ever. What did you say?
It's Jackie.
That made Jackie agree.
Probably my little elephant in the waterfall.
Oh yeah. Dean the hippo is in the Vatican vault. Not honestly, that's pretty funny. Are you going live? Yeah, Myers and Mel. So you guys going live? I don't even know your schedule anymore. I keep telling people you're going live. I'm not even sure if you do it right then. Third part of Jungle Cruise is Schweitzer Falls. So at our house, okay, so we bought this house. We're buying this house. The house that we were renting previous to this house. So when I first became a YouTuber, the first YouTube room, is this plugged in? It's doing the little slow thing again.
Yeah.
We had a water spout in the dumbest place. Like if it was pouring the rain, and in Texas when it rains, sometimes it pours. There's a little water spout right, like you take 3 steps out of our house and it would land right there.
It was right at the door.
I mean, we obviously modified it, but then we thought,
crazy.
No, we're not going to modify it. We left it and we modified it in a positive. Yeah, I don't think it's plugged in, because it was the backside of water. It was just hilarious, and so we thought, well, we're not going to really leave that many times. I mean, now and then it kind of ruined it for us, but so funny. Schweitzer Falls is a good call. That's a good call. I fully agree with that. Sing Jingle Jungle Cruise is awesome. The Jingle Cruise is my favorite. One of my favorite pins I've ever purchased. 2017. I like it. The back's not on there. I don't know what. I lost my little. I see them. They're sitting over there. That's okay. She's breaking things. Thank you, baby. Yeah, I just love it. I love the backing, the card backing that it's on.
It didn't change it, so I'm
All
thinking.
Right. Well, then come on over. But I just think this is one of my favorite pins I've ever owned. I love it. It's not Disney Pins Live, which is Friday nights. Also, off topic, not anything to do with Jingle or Jungle Cruise. This is the way from Lake Buena Visitors.
I sure does.
You can still. Oh, yours is on topic. I didn't even notice.
Mine is totally on topic. It's the art of the Jungle Cruise.
Well, I was going to promote Lake Buena Visitors, our friends.
Go ahead.
Dole Whip for a code. You get 10% off. It's good forever. You can get this shirt. I don't think you can get that shirt. Where'd you get that shirt? I don't think it's
Disney
on my
store. Or the Disney online.
Disney Store, I don't have a coupon code for, but
no.
Dole Whip on Lake Buena visitors. Anyway, pretty cool. I guess, I mean, I really like my shirt, but since you're more on topic, you win for the day.
Yes.
Anyway, yes, just, I want to get caught up on chat, and we're going to talk about some of our favorite scenes in Jungle Cruise. My favorite part might be the corny jokes the skipper tells. Yes. So my Friends Resort TV one, go live. And I don't remember her name. I want to say her name is Caitlin, but that might be because there's a Caitlin in the chat. I might be confusing the two. But I was on, she's my favorite, and isn't it crazy that you can have a favorite? Now, who knows what's going to happen now? A lot of people have come and gone. But when things closed down, she was the best. The Resort TV one got her a few times. She's so funny. And we had her last time we were there. And I didn't get a full video, but I got lots of little videos that I still haven't created yet. And I got a nice little thank you with her to her. I've been planning on making it, and I was going to do it when I was there. I was going to create it, and I was going to have it post when the day we went there, in hopes of she'd be there and I could tell her about it. Yeah. But that's why it hasn't been posted yet, but who knows when that'll happen now. So maybe I'll just bite the bullet and get it off put it on. It's pretty fun. And right after that trip, the Jungle Cruise trip, we got off, and there was a whole bunch of our friends, the Disney YouTubers. Remember that? That was so fun.
Yeah.
We were there with Magic the Mouse Bill, who we wrote it with.
Where did we go after? Oh.
And there was people from Diz Our Dream, Jeff and Angela, and a whole bunch of people. It became a pretty big crew. It was a big group. And then we went and got Dole Whip.
Yes.
Of course. It was really, really great. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit, probably. I'm guessing this hour is going to go really fast because we have a lot to say about Jungle Cruise. But anyway, my mom says my favorite part might be the corny jokes the skipper tells. The skippers make it. Like, it's such a fun ride. Like, I could go on the ride silent, and I would love it. But the skippers, first of all, there's a couple of things in my life that I wish weren't true. One, that my mom didn't lie to me about being Italian my whole life.
You are.
And number two, why didn't I go up there and go become a Jungle Cruise? I should have just walked up to the doors of the cast member. Hi, I need to be one of the Jungle Cruise skippers. And then I could have just beat them down until they made me a Jungle Cruise skipper.
Okay.
Why didn't I do that?
I don't know.
Don't you think I should be a Jungle Cruise skipper? There's an answer that's right and then an answer that's wrong.
Absolutely, for sure. You should be.
I love that. It's officially Dole Whip Dad. Our cruise got canceled. Oh, for the second time. Makes me sad for my senior sister who just wants to go somewhere. Carnival canceled. Yeah, I'm watching Carnival fairly close, and their reservations are up for 2021, but they're not looking until October at the earliest. I don't even remember now. When is the Jungle Cruise coming back to Disneyland? They stopped it for a bit. When is anything coming back to anywhere? Who knows? Cropping and shopping for vacation day. Cool. So Myers and the Mouse is going live after us, so we'll make sure we'll send everyone over your way if we can. I wish they would bring the crocodile joke back. It's been long enough. Good morning, everyone. Hey, ATJH in the house. What's going on? Where else did I go? I think at least a part of the Jungle Cruise could be themed to the Jungle Book. If not, they need a Jungle Book attraction. I've heard that before. I finished my Disney bucket list in 2017 on the Jungle Cruise. I cracked up a skipper. Simply by getting a skipper to laugh is probably a hard thing because they're probably hearing the same jokes right back at them. Did you see the video? They did a video of the Jungle Cruise skippers. It was something about the Haunted Mansion. I don't remember. It was so fun. You always have a favorite skipper, right? Exactly. Back to work, friends. JLB Nerdy, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Jenny, have a great day. Citrus World family in the house. We got Citrus World family and an Orange Cone vlog in the Dole Whip Dad chat. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Well, I should talk about Father's Day. I don't know why I wanted to say face when I wanted to say Father's Day. My mouth wanted to say face. Curious, do skippers have the same script? I think they have a script with some options. I'm pretty sure is the way to answer that. Skippers are so funny, right? I love it. I want to be a skipper. So when I was a kid, my favorite teacher was Mr. Blevins. I had Mr. Blevins in the 3rd grade, the 5th grade, and the 6th grade. Obviously, I liked him. My mom liked him. We got set it up so I could have him. So 3 out of 4 years, I had the same teacher. His brother, maybe it was his cousin, I don't remember, was a Jungle Cruise skipper. I mean, just think about that. That was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So when I was a kid in the 3rd grade or the 4th grade or the 5th grade or 6th grade, or probably a couple years after that, I was always looking, wonder if he's Mr. Blevins, whatever, you know.
When you were there.
Yeah, I always did. I don't know. They have the Jungle Book and the Jungle Cruise. It's sitting on the left at the beginning. Exactly. Jungle Book. So there's a bunch of different Jungle Cruises. Let's just talk about them a little bit. So the Jungle Cruise in Disneyland, obviously, I'm just looking at Wikipedia. There's the picture of the facade, the front there.
I love that. I want that in my
I do.
backyard.
I was just going to say that we've actually talked about
building something like that.
What is it called?
The shutters.
Shutters. Thank you. Boy, that hard word. Paula would like those shutters on her house. I am not opposed. I remember the day we were talking about it kind of seriously, and you told me the price. I went, oh, well, but it would still be fun. But
they're pricey. But also, I don't know if I could get them past our homeowners association.
So this is one of the original rides that opened in
not normal
Disneyland in July 17, 1955. Magic Kingdom obviously had theirs when Disney World opened in October 1st, 1971. So both originals, I would say. Tokyo Disneyland got theirs in 83. Excuse me, guys. It's called Jungle Cruise Wildlife Expeditions, which is fun. Hong Kong got theirs back in 05, so more recent, and that's amazing. The ride takes about 7 minutes. Attraction simulates a river cruise down several major rivers of Asia, Africa, and this part I didn't realize South America. Did you know that? I've always thought, I've always said, I've always believed, I don't know, it's not like it comes up in my head a lot, it was Asia and Africa, but part of it is South America. One of the things, honestly, so we moved into this house and they went to California. I've told this story a few times before.
For graduation.
We got moved in and then they went out. Well, we got
we
moved.
had beds here.
Yeah, I can sleep here. So we got moved in and they went away, and then I was doing this stuff and I was setting up, the stuff from the garage to the garage, and then I would bring stuff in the house. And one of the things I did was we set up the TVs. Maybe it was after, whatever. For the story, I'll keep going. And we set up the TV in the front room so I could hook it up. Long story short, the entire goal was to have Jungle Cruise Q music in the house. And when you guys got home, I had Jungle Cruise music going on in the house.
That was super
I got to be honest with you. It's one of my favorite things.
We still do it now. Now and then.
I'll like a couple times a month.
Yeah.
I'll just like today I'll be working from home and I'm doing very internet-y things. Is internet-y a word?
Yeah, they get it.
Do I have to do this when I say internet-y?
No.
Very internet-y things. I could eat. Matter of fact, now that we're talking about it, I'm sure I will have Jungle Cruise tunes on. And the playlist on YouTube, it's like an hour.
It's a long one. Yeah, it's a great one.
There's a couple even. So anyway, let's get caught up again. HOA is a blessing and a curse. I don't know where I stand on HOAs. I'm not a big fan of telling other people what to do. I also don't like cars on blocks in my front yard. So,
right. Exactly.
I don't know.
It's back and forth. Like it keeps everybody keeping their yard clean and not parking and doing car repair in their front yard. But when you want to do something different, no.
And if you're listening in again on the replay on a podcast, that's because in our chat we're talking about HOA is a blessing and a curse. The collision outside my apartment may or may not be shooting related. Oh, Keith, I'm sorry.
An accident.
I don't think that's part of the Jungle Cruise, and I hope everything's okay. Orange Clone Blog says the thing with Florida skippers is they do not believe anything because they are always in
denial.
Internet-y, yes. All right. I was a college program cast, says Caitlin, at Disney Springs and at Pin Traders. That would be fun. At Co-op, I love Co-op. At Trendy, I actually love Trendy, which is weird to say.
I do too.
Cass wanted to send love to that family and wanted to not make a joke on something. So I don't know what we're talking about. That sounds horrible. Obviously, there's a conversation in chat about something pretty serious, and I hope everything's okay. Working so I can't chat just says, hey, Kay, how are you? Welcome in. All right, let's get back to Jungle Cruise. So the inspiration and design, this is pretty cool. Sources of inspiration, I'm just on Wikipedia. You can get this anywhere. For the attraction include the 1955 true life adventure, The African Lion, about a pride of lions, and the film, which you love, The African Queen.
I love The African Queen.
Yeah, you do. Imagineer Harper Goff referenced the African Queen frequently in his ideas. Even his designs of the ride vehicles were inspired by the steamer used in the film. I did know that. I do remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was more. Well, I don't know. I guess it makes sense. The project was placed on the schedule to open with the July 17th, 1955 debut of Disneyland. Plans began to develop. Bill Evans, the Imagineer responsible for the landscaping. I bet he worked with my grandpa. Disneyland and most of Walt Disney World faced the daunting task of creating a convincing jungle on a limited budget. Aside from importing many actual tropical plants, he made use of character plants, which, while not necessarily exotic, could give the appearance of exotic in context. One of the things that happened, I think it was last year, that It's Disneyland. And I remember being scared. So let me just dive into it. There was a video going around, and I did a video on the video of a fire right over, like, so if you're in the very beginning in Disneyland of Main Street, if you look left towards the firehouse, which is funny to say, and you look to the right of the firehouse where the parades end,
yeah,
there was a fire. And I knew exactly what was right there, but not everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
And let me go back to tell a story. So Disney's daughter, so the apartment up top where the light is, where they keep the light on for Walt. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a light up. So Walt had an apartment in Disneyland above the firehouse. The pole in the firehouse, you could actually ride down the pole from the apartment. And sometimes after hours, his kids would do that. That above that was the apartment. That's where the light is. There's a story of one of his daughters would just sit there listening to Main Street on the little patio right where the fire was, because to her left, she could hear the recording after hours sometimes and late of the Jungle Cruise. So the chattering of the, hey, Hannah L in the house, what's going on? So she would sit there listening to the Jungle Cruise and be looking down on the lights of Main Street. And that, man, I love that little kid. Obviously, she's not a little kid anymore. That's what an awesome opportunity she had. What a neat upbringing she had. Well, when I saw the fire above the firehouse, I knew what that was. That was the Jungle Cruise. It was a fire. They got it out. It was just, I think it was an electrical fire or a trash can or something that was not too big of a deal. But there was a pretty crazy video of it. It looked pretty bad for a while. But anyway, I think that I'm not one of those people who says, I'm very like, I want to be like Walt Disney in that I want to be for change. I want things to grow. He said Disney will never be done. Disney will always be changing. That's why when they take something out that's not popular, it's a good thing. If the lines aren't long, if the wait times aren't long, if the queue's not being used, if nobody's going, they're going to put something new in there. And I kind of make fun of our Walt Disney World people over at Spaceship Earth because, oh my gosh, Spaceship Earth is old and needs a refurb. But we say that, people get mad because it's their thing. And that's how I feel about Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
I would be so sad. It is so iconic for me. Anyway, so let me get caught up in chat and we'll talk about some of the scenes like we talked about. And we'll move on from there. Yeah, Hannah, what's going on? I want to go. Good morning to you. One vehicle might have been going. Oh, man, that's obviously talking about accident.
An accident, yeah.
We were talking about why the crocodile jokes have been missing for a while, and it was to protect and send love to the family. Gotcha. Yeah. Totally get it. Jeff, what do you think about the upcoming Jungle Cruise movie with The Rock? So that's a great question, OCV, Orange Cone Vlog. So I've come around on The Rock. I'm not a wrestling fan. For years and years and years, I didn't quite understand the wrestling thing. I do like the UFC. I like MMA. I like the real side. And so the fake side, it was hard for me to be a The Rock fan. But he's won me over. He's good. If San Andreas is on, I watch it. I like earthquake stuff. He was great. What was the one where he's a tooth fairy? He's a tooth fairy. He's hilarious in that. That's a cute movie. And then obviously he's done some stuff with Disney.
The one where he had a little girl named Peyton and she blinged his football.
That was Tooth Fairy, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
That was another one.
So when I first heard it was him, I actually was okay with it because he's won me over. I also love, is it Emily Blunt, isn't it? Who was in Mary Poppins and so many other things. She's awesome. I'm excited about it. Now, there's a couple different kinds of Disney movies. You've got the Tomorrowland kind of movie, which I actually love, but boy, didn't get any love. You get Pirates of the Caribbean, which have become iconic.
Right.
Then you got Haunted Mansion, which again, I'll say Haunted Mansion is a good movie if you change the name of it. But it's not Haunted Mansion. The Haunted Mansion has great iconic characters. Do a movie about them, and it'd be a great movie. And the Eddie Murphy movie's funny. He's funny. But it's not the Haunted Mansion. It's not enough for us. So we need to do that. So the Jungle Cruise, I don't know, like, what are you going to do? I mean, to me, if they would just do all the different scenes and make a movie about all the scenes, it would probably work for the Disney nuts. Would it work for the rest of us? Or the rest of the people? I don't know. But I'll be there. I'll be there first in line. I can't wait. I'll be first in line. Who knows? I'll probably go to Disney Plus the way the world is now.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it. What about you? What about you, Paula? Are you excited about the Jungle Cruise movie?
Oh, I am. Anytime that they put a movie out about one of the rides, especially one that I really love, I'm totally happy. Just even if it's not like the best, I'll watch it.
Addie, I do not know that story. Addie family asked, where did it go? Let me find it again. Do you know the story of how Walt Disney met Harper Goff? I do not know that story. I would love to know it. Yeah, I do too, Hannah. I do too. I can't wait. Good morning, Anna M. Glad you're here. I love going to Walt Disney World too. It is so much fun. I feel that about Tomorrowland. It's a little in the past. Tomorrowland was a good movie that got bad. I don't know. They tried too hard. I don't know. They made it weird. Like, I really love the end. I even like the beginning. I don't know. The whole, it got very Shark Boy and Lava Girl-y in the middle there. And
Reagan loved it still.
yeah. I think they went for a younger crowd than, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, okay, let me get caught up. Getting caught up in chat. I believe the Jungle Cruise movie will be as big as Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I hope so.
We'll see. It can be.
That would be really neat.
Can't imagine it would be that big, honestly, just because of the awesomeness that is Johnny Depp and the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. But I love it. I don't love The Rock. I like The Rock, and he is funny. Like, he's super funny. Mm-hmm. Like, I haven't even seen Jumanji yet, and I love the original Jumanji.
I know,
we talked about that.
I haven't seen it either.
I don't know. I'm just gonna trust them. Hello, Jennifer Quinn. What's going on? Good morning, Tina McNeil. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member of the channel. Anyway, okay, so let's get back on talking about Jungle Cruise. So I'd love to hear that story about how he met him, by the way. The character that I want to talk about that is my favorite in the Jungle Cruise is Albert Awol. Do you know who that is? Albert Awol is a fictional Jungle Cruise boat captain and the disc jockey he's my jam, for the Disney Broadcasting Company. Considered the voice of the jungle, he broadcasts everything from news to quizzes to reminders to weather, etc. on the DBC, Disney Broadcasting Company. He also serves as a period disc jockey for the station, filling the airwaves with music from the 1930s Depression era. I'm just reading this from Wikipedia. It's so good. I love it. Albert Awol, which is the hilarious name, was added in 1991 to the Jungle Cruise during the refurbishment. I'm just going to read the report because it's funny. Standing in the Jungle Cruise queue was a somber affair prior to the aforementioned 1991 rehab. It was boring and hot, right? Once guests crossed the threshold, they were faced with a series of twists and turns that led past bare walls, their fellow guests an occasional glimpse of the river. There was no background music at the time either, so if the queue was full, it promised a fair amount of shuffling and drudgery. And it did, and it was. And there was no line, because the line stunk. Then they made it a great line, and then the line got full. Of course, Disneyland's Jungle Cruise queue is now closer to the full embodiment of how cool a ride's waiting space can be. But Florida's 1991 upgrade did include queue music interspersed with radio commentary by Albert Awol. The voice of the jungle, a considerable array of visual enhancements were also made at the same time, from a series of new destination-based wall murals to the artifact-laden office in the center of the queue. Walking the queue is one of my favorite things to do. Like, hanging out with you and walking the queue is almost as fun as the ride. And it is totally the voice of the airwaves. And that thing that I talked about that you get, I put it on in my house. It's just great YouTube videos. It's like an hour's worth of 30s era music and his funny, hey everybody, if you missed your malaria pills. It's just hilarious. It's just so funny. I don't know. I love it so much.
I like to walk through it too. I look at all the stuff in the queue and go, oh, I could totally make that. Or, oh, I should totally do that at the house. Minus all the dust. Right. Yeah.
Albert's broadcast is projected not just over the Jungle Cruise queuing area, but over Adventureland as a whole, setting the time period, which it does feel they're so good at theming.
They are.
That area, it really does feel like, I guess, African Queen era, Jungle Cruise. I don't know what to say. Jungle Cruise is so perfect. In Disneyland, Albert is replaced by Jungle Radio. Various air personalities comment on the environment. The luminaries who are in the area, including references to the designers of the attraction, which is so cool. Harper Goff, Bob Matai, I hope I'm saying it right, Winston Hibbler, true life adventure films upon which Jungle Cruise is based. The music is a good deal slower in pace and tempo than the tracks used at Walt Disney World. The music was previously linked with the outdoor speakers at the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, Indiana Jones Adventure. However, two separate tracks of material with similar tone and some songs now exist. the Jungle Radio at Disneyland does connect the setting with the nearby Indiana Jones attraction and ties the announcements that reference Indiana Jones and the temple in which the ride is set. And I say all that to say we're going to talk about Indiana Jones. I think it's on Wednesday, on our weekly show or our daily show here. The queue for the Indiana Jones ride is right up against the waterway that is the Jungle Cruise.
Right.
And then when you get in the main room there and you've got Sala, is it Sala, talking to you, it's very radio style, very 1930s adventure style. And I love how they connect those two.
It's amazing.
And again, that's a Disneyland
really
thing. And one of the many, many, many reasons that Disney nuts have to take a pilgrimage. If you're an Orlandoan, you need to go to Disneyland. And I would say right after you just hang out a little bit at Main Street, you've got to go over to Jungle Cruise, ride the Jungle Cruise, and then go directly to Indiana Jones, and then go straight across the street and have some Bengal barbecue.
Bengal barbecue.
And that is a proper Adventureland adventure, in my opinion.
There's also the hidden, the other thing, the hideaway.
The other thing.
I never remember the name of it.
Is it Tropical Hideaway?
Yes.
And you go over there and you enjoy some bao buns.
That's before.
Well, you
actually, when you get off, you can actually take the Skipper little bridge right over.
When you exit Jungle Cruise, you come right off into the jungle or the Tropical Hideaways.
There's a pathway you can take, and it takes you right into it.
Can you make your doorbell ring a theme from the jungle? Of course you can. That's all. Hey, Jersey Mike, what's going on? I have not, Addie. Addie asked, have you ate at Skipper Canteen yet? I have not. It is high on my list.
Yeah, we really need to do that. I guess what I've been planning, I haven't really thought about it. I know I looked into it
every year. I tell her a couple places I want to try, and every year she gets excited and does other things, and that's fine.
Well,
I'm not complaining.
What's available?
Yes,
it's not.
Skipper Canteens are walk up almost always.
Not when I looked.
Speaking of adventure, they really need to bring back the Adventurers Club. Yes. I never got to do that, so. That's a whole show. But there are no park hopping, so you can't run over to Epcot this year. I mean, for now. I love Indiana Jones queue. It goes by fast because you have so many conversations. We'll talk about the Indiana Jones ride on a whole show this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, the connection to Jungle Cruise and Indiana Jones, I love. And again, it's a very Disneyland thing. And we have a special connection to Jungle Cruise, which we shared by Grandpa. But I would say we have a equally special connection to Indiana Jones ride, which we'll talk about, I believe, Wednesday. So anyway, I wanted to share that. I love the queue. I love the Albert Awol. I love that name. And I've got to talk about the Jingle Cruise. Since 2013, again, this is just Wikipedia, but it's good information. Since 2013, a Christmas overlay called Jingle Cruise has ran during the holiday season, the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland versions of the Jungle Cruise, except for 2017 at Disneyland, in which the overlay was not installed. I remember in 2017, we were in Walt Disney World, and the Jingle Cruise wasn't a thing in Disneyland, and I didn't know why, but I knew it wasn't. And so I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was at Walt Disney World that year.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite years we've ever gone, and we'll talk about that. Maybe Friday's show. Yesterday being Father's Day. Again, if you're watching or listening on the replay or on the podcast, thanks. But as we film it, yesterday was Father's Day, and I got a couple of cool things that I need to show you guys because they're very Disney. And one of them relates to, two of them relate to Adventureland, frankly. And so that'll be fun. But anyway, long story short, I have no idea why they didn't do it in 2017, but it's been every year since. And we'll be there. I don't know if we're going to do what parks we're going to do or all that stuff. But if we end up in the Magic Kingdom on our New Year's Eve trip, boy, will I be looking for Jingle Cruise. But I don't even know if we're going to do that.
Yeah, we have no idea because I don't.
We'll on a trip before that in October. We don't even know any idea.
Right.
So
we might be just hanging out.
Skipper Canteen is really good. Skipper Canteen is really good. Lot of props. Yeah, I'm sure the Adventure Club props are in there. I do like the plane. All the stories about the plane. I did Jingle Cruise in 2017 too. Oh yeah, that's very cool. Says Mar, very cool. I know Walt Disney wanted the live animals in Jungle Cruise. Yep. I did. Yep. Cool stuff. So anyway, I think that we can't ignore one of my other favorite scenes, and it's the very, very end. We should probably talk about all the scenes, really. We're going to run out of time. Oh, we got a little bit of time. I'm going to go right to the end, though.
Okay.
Trader Sam. They have a whole, my goodness, the merch line from Trader Sam's, all the mugs from Trader Sam's, the actual going to Trader Sam's at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World over there at the Poly, all comes from the little scene at the end, Trader Sam's,
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
I love all of it. I love it all. I love how when they're throwing the spears, they get everybody. I love watching some little kid that I suspect hasn't been there before, because you can see how, like, if they're holding on a little tighter, they're a little more serious, right? And then the skipper says, "All right, get down." And then the whole family is usually from Switzerland or I don't know, maybe Albuquerque. And they're diving out of the way. What do they think? They think they're actually going to throw spears? I love that so much. It cracks me up. I think that Schweitzer Falls, the backside of water, was already been mentioned. That's a great scene. One of the scenes that's different in Walt Disney World is the cave, and it's not bad, but it reminds me a little bit about the Indiana Jones ride, frankly. But I just love every scene. I really do. I like when you're getting onto the boat and they've got the little hut. I still certainly love the hut when it's the Jingle Cruise hut. And then boom, you're there. You're in it. You make the left turn and you're on the waterways.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The silly little piranhas.
So yeah, the piranhas that go around.
All the elephants.
I like the bubbles, the hippos and the bubbles.
And obviously all the gentlemen running up the pole with the rhino.
Best.
The monkeys in the camp with the car tumbled over. What is your favorite scene, guys? I want to hear from you. And then obviously, Paula, what's yours? I've not ridden for special parties. Do they have live actors? I've heard they've done that before. I've never done that. I've heard they've done that before. I think it would be for like Midnight Magic. I don't really know. What was that for? I have read that. I don't.
That would be fun.
I mean, it's just like, they do it for special events. Like they'll have it in Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. So what's your favorite? I haven't been to Trader Sam's yet. We've only been inside to buy stuff. Like we haven't hung out in there. I've been in there 3 or 4 times, but not to hang out.
Just kind of go in.
Yeah.
And out.
But we will. I can't wait. What's your favorite scene? So let's talk about your favorite scenes.
My favorite scene is the elephants in the waterfall. That's definitely my most favorite. And actually, a friend of mine just recently ordered on Amazon a shower curtain that has that elephant in the shower. It's just a giant shower curtain of that. And I thought that is the coolest thing ever. She bought it for her son's bathroom. So you can get that on Amazon. I also love the rhinos chasing the guys up the pole and the trashed camp.
Yep.
That's really fun. I love how the Jeep's upside down
and
spinning. Super fun. One thing I've noticed, if you're comparing the two, like the water, I don't know if you can tell because you're colorblind, but the water in Florida is like this very green pea soup, weird color. But the water in Disneyland is like a darker, it's a total different color. It's very dark green. It's just weird. It's one thing I've noticed. I was like, oh, it looks really dirty in Florida.
Yeah.
Compared to California.
Jingle Cruise is great. Best is Christmas time in Land and World when you get the Jingle Cruise, then get Nightmare Before. I totally agree. I've never done a meet and greet with Jack Blumencheese. He kind of looks weird, I gotta be honest. So some neat things in popular culture, again, just in popular culture on Wikipedia. It's not like it's secret stuff. But this is kind of fun. The Jungle Cruise was parodied on Timon and Pumbaa's Virtual Safari on the Lion King Special Edition as the nighttime safari boat tour. I've not seen that. I want to see it. Weird Al was big in our house for a while. Our kids discovered Weird Al a decade ago. Yeah. Weird Al Yankovic, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And apparently, I didn't know this, he wrote and recorded a song titled Skipper Dan about a failed actor who ended up as a guide on the Jungle Cruise. The song is included in the 2009 digital internet leaks on the Al Plop, and I can't even do it. I will check that song out today. I did not know that. He does crack me up. I'm not going to read all the rest of the stuff. Studio soundtrack. A studio recorded soundtrack of the Jungle Cruise was released in '68 by Disneyland Records. I can tell you I have that on a watch list, on my eBay watch list. And every now and then it pops up. It's usually pretty dang expensive. Included as the B-side of the original Walt Disney Presents The Enchanted Tiki Room and the Adventurous Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise attraction has always featured narration by a live Disney cast member. For the release of the narration was provided by Thurl Ravenscroft. If you're a Disney nut like us, you know who that is. The soundtrack was also used in Disneyland's television features in the early 1964. I did not know that part. That's cool. I'm not going to read about the movie. Y'all know about the movie. There's just so many fun things. I love it. I love this ride. I love that it's going to be even more in our popular culture now with the Jungle Cruise. I'm almost of the please don't screw it up opinion, But again, you've got The Rock and Emily Blunt. It's going to be pretty good right there. Right?
I think it'll be fine.
I mean, they had Eddie Murphy for Haunted Mansion, and it was.
I didn't think Haunted Mansion was that bad. It just didn't seem.
I don't think it's a bad
like
movie. It's just not the Haunted Mansion movie.
Right.
Yeah, they should have called it. You know,
the Hitchhiking Ghost wasn't anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. They could have done
Ghost.
so.
They were missing a whole bunch of characters.
Haunted Mansion has 2 or 3 or 4 different stories, but they all kind of meld in. And you know, you could have taken any one of them and made a really good movie. You know, The Jungle Cruise is kind of easy. Like it kind of, you don't even have to say it writes itself. It's already been written. You know, give me a 1930s, go down the cruise. Now, I didn't realize it was 3 different continents, so that'll be interesting, but I don't think it matters. I think you just skip that over.
Yeah.
Seems the skipper's jokes are really dad jokes. I don't even know what a dad joke is, but my favorite joke ever is why was hot dog cold?
Corny jokes or dad jokes.
I don't understand why we have to define awesome and something other than awesome. Like Pat Flynn, who I talk about a lot, he wore a shirt the other day, said 0 days since my last dad joke, which is a dad joke.
Mm-hmm.
Dad jokes are just awesome jokes, people. Stop hating on dad. It's Father's Day.
It's done. +1. It's done. It's over.
Sadly, the only thing I don't like about the trailer, it reminds me of The Mummy too, Jennifer, which it doesn't bug me, by the way, because I love The Mummy. I have to go, but my world, thanks for being here. The Haunted Mansion had a bad story for the movie, right? Thoughts on the movie with The Rock? I'm excited about it. I'm going to trust in it. I want to watch it. I can't wait. And if they screw it up, I'll be mad. Like, I don't like if you could do it. Could you do a Trader Sam's movie? Like, I'm not a writer. I could write a Trader Sam's movie. Could you do a movie about how they get up on the pole? The end could be the pole. Yeah, of course you can. It could be a whole movie about it. You know, how did the plane get there? I mean, it writes itself. It's done for you. Matter of fact, I think they should do a Jingle Cruise movie. But it's got to be good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like negative Nancy here, but I don't know that writing a story is as hard as people make it out to be. And Hollywood should be more as talented as they think they are. How hard is this? I mean, in Disney, I trust. In Disney, I think that many of the most talented, imaginative, creative people go work for Disney. They're going to write a good story. They are. I think so. I don't know. What do you guys think? Confucius say, dog who runs behind car gets exhausted. Jingle Cruise with Chevy Chase.
Yes, all the lights.
Yeah. Like Christmas Vacation all in the water.
That could work.
Man.
We're sending Jackie to write it.
I love Christmas Vacation so much. I don't love the other ones. Yeah, I'm down.
That would be funny.
That'd be good. I think it's changing subject. It just cracks me up when he's up in the attic and he's freezing and he bangs himself in the head. That movie, oh my gosh, I love that movie. I can't wait for Christmas time if we keep doing the show all the way till then. At Christmas time, we'll definitely have some fun with some Christmas movies. But anyway, Jungle Cruise is my jam. We haven't talked too much about some of the other things. I love the Skipper Canteen is themed that way. I love that Tropical Hideaway is themed that way. I love the Indiana Jones ride, which clearly is connected. I just love the immersion of Adventureland. And again, we're going to talk about Adventureland all week this week. But at Disneyland, you make the left off of Main Street. You go straight in and you veer left. You walk right through there. You get your Dole Whip. We usually get a Dole Whip.
Dole Whip is right here.
Yep. And I actually have a great picture of myself standing. Where am I? Be over there. Or no, be over there. It doesn't matter. And I was looking for that last night, but it doesn't matter for the thumbnail. So many great memories, including, and I think we might want to tell this story too. We lost our daughter on the Jungle Cruise.
We did.
We did.
Well, not on it, kind of right after.
Right in front of the Jungle Cruise, we lost Peyton, who's now 18, when she was what, 7?
No, she was 3.
6, 5,
she was 3.
4. She was 3?
Yes, it was horrible. I had the baby. I gave Peyton's hand to your mom, and at some point your mom passed her on to Brittany, and Brittany being her let go. Big sister. And all of a sudden this happened at the Jungle Cruise. We're at Adventureland, the sign right behind us. Yeah. And I said, "Where's Peyton?" And no one knew. We
found her with a biker gang
sitting on a rock
at the Fast Pass So in Disneyland, it's a little different then, and I know it's changing now. They had little pylon things that you'd go get your fast pass. And
they had these giant rocks that like kids would climb on, and there was a little water fountain there. Yeah. And she had just left us to go get a drink of water, and she was climbing up a rock. That's what the guys who found her said.
The leader of the biker gang, and the leader of the biker gang's girlfriend, or wife or something, were so sweet and so nice, and just hanging out with her and waiting for us to.
It was like absolute pure panic. Like, it was the worst thing ever.
And then the Sons of Anarchy saved her, and it was great.
They did. She was just hanging out with them,
But anyway, that was a little scary for a little bit. I just love everything about the Jungle Cruise. I love everything about Adventureland so much. Last time I tried to lose a kid, I'm not good at it. Yeah, there you go. Mama in the chat. The best part of Christmas Vacation is the squirrels in the tree. So many good things about Christmas Vacation. We're definitely going to have a whole show about Christmas Vacation at Christmas time. I love all the references to the Society of Adventures and Explorers and Adventureland. So if you know what he's talking about there, my buddy Josh has a great series on that. Also, that Disney girl, Alyssa? Boy, I hope I have her name right. That Disney girl on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm pretty sure her real name's Alyssa. She's really sweet. She's been on my show, DizTube. She was the first person that I ever saw a really well done video on that. I watched that video and I invited her on a show, and that was about a year ago. She's going to come back. Actually, I just talked to her, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. She's scheduled for like September or October. She's coming back. We'll talk about that. Actually, I have Josh coming back too, but we're going to talk about his Lego podcast. We'll probably talk about the SEA too, just because I love it and it's me and him talking. But I just love how in depth the story is. I mean, really, what I want to say as we're running out of time now. I feel like I've been talking in circles today because it's something I'm so excited about. Every time I say something, I've got 3 more things I'm excited about. So I'm probably not being the best host today. I apologize, but it's because I love it. But this is really what it comes down to. The reason why I'm talking about all things and probably not being a good host today is because it's so fun. Like the backstory of Jungle Cruise is so deep, and I love it. And
it is fun. Yeah.
I think my favorite thing is the radio edition, because, it tells you little stories and it adds to it. And if you listen, and you got to listen for a whole hour to get through the whole thing, but I've done it because it's been on in my house while I've been working.
Right, because when you're there and they're playing it, you don't catch all of it.
You catch bits of it. You don't get the totality of it because you can't. Hey, Taylor, how are you?
Hi, Taylor. Good morning.
Hey, Taylor, and hey, Lori. Yeah, but there's little mentions of Indiana Jones when you're in Jungle Cruise, and it's really a whole story that you don't really get to know unless you're crazy like me and you play it.
You play it at home to listen to everything.
I love it. I love it so much.
Super fun.
Jungle Cruise does go in a circle, so it's okay. It does, that's for sure. So I don't know did I miss any of the scenes? I think obviously the gentleman on the pole, the lions having a snack, playing with their friend. Obviously, Trader Sam's, the backside of water. I think those are the iconic ones for me. And then obviously the queue is my favorite. One of the things I've got
dancing in a circle.
You don't get to go on the top very often. They don't know
how to square dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Sometimes when the line's really long, it's an advantage because you go upstairs and there's some really stuff. It's really hot up there. Yeah. But it's rare that the line's that long. Yeah. But it's pretty cool.
I haven't been upstairs in a long time.
I've only been up there like 2 or 3 times ever.
Which I guess is a good thing.
I love the SEA stories. Josh at Triple P has several good videos. He does. They're mint. Yeah. On his channel, Giving Back. Yep, I love it. If you don't know what we're talking about, Triple P, Josh from Triple Tree, used to be Practically Perfect Park Hopping. Good friend of mine. Great channel. I'm proud to be a member of his channel. He's got a great series on SEA. You need to check it out. It's really in-depth and awesome and really high production value. I love it. So anyway, I feel like I've done all the talking. I always do. I apologize. What do you want to talk about with the Jungle Cruise?
We're good.
What's your favorite? Do you love the Jingle Cruise? Why am I not there right now? Can I please live on one of the islands?
Okay, so it's not Jingle Cruise right now because we're in the middle of summer. It's not open. So that's why you're not there. Living on an island would be awesome.
Yes.
You could board with the ducks.
I would never get bored with the ducks. I love them.
They're the cutest.
Today we talked about the Jungle
Cruise.
And
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
When you find it, it's that one right there.
Tomorrow. I love you.
Tomorrow will be
Tomorrow.
tiki tiki tiki.
Tomorrow is something important about the Tiki Room. You must be here to find out what the heck that is. I think we're good. You think we're good?
I think we're great.
I think we're done with the Jingle Cruise. What do you guys want to talk about with the Jingle Cruise? I think we're going to close it up. Myers and the Mouse goes live in about 6 and a half minutes over on their channel. Pat Flynn on the income stream goes live. I will be working from home, doing some internet-y things. And I look forward to it. It's going to be really fun, actually. That's a D&D die. I don't know what this is. It's a Disneyland dice. So it's Disneyland and Disney World. Yeah, D&D, Disneyland and Disney World. Yeah.
No, it's just Disneyland. There's no Disney World on that one.
He was
Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
Detroit Disney
D&D.
Duo.
That's a giant
didn't have enough
one.
D's in his name, so he went with the D&D. Kind of fun, right? I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, so tomorrow is the birthday of the Tiki Room. It is older than me, and I appreciate that. We're going to be talking about the Tiki Room and its birthday.
Wow, it's really old.
I might put on a birthday hat. I might drink out of both of these, and I might make a Dole Whip. Not really. I probably won't make a Dole Whip.
Not for breakfast.
All right, let me see one more time. One of my favorite pins in my collection. I love him. The Jingle Cruise 2017.
I'm going to steal that pin when he's not looking.
And then sometime this week, we're going to show you my presents that I got for Father's Day that are very Adventureland-y. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, too. That's used to decide what ride to go on. I like it. Well, and I'll roll it. We'll see which one I get to go. I may have to do a replay tomorrow. That's all right, Keith. The replay is free. That way you got that dice. Pick a Disney topic for the fall. I mean, we could. Have an adventure stay all. Absolutely. Tina, thank you. Dole Whip is for any time of day. Amen. And you know what else is for any time of day? Myers and the Mouse. But right now, the best time for Myers and the Mouse is in like 4 minutes when they go live. Also, the income stream, Pat Flynn, is going live. We will be back tomorrow talking Tiki Room and other things Adventureland. Off to the gym, says Jackie. Thank you for the live stream. Thank you for being here. Guys, I love you. Thanks for being members. Thank you for being in ninja mode. Thank you for being moderators. Thank you to all of you. Anything you want to say before we say goodnight or goodbye?
Good night. It's good morning, and we will see you tomorrow.
Have the best day ever, guys. I really appreciate your time today. Happy Father's Day the day after. That's it. See you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Later. Oh.
Ooh.
And have fun. Storm the Castle. Bye for now.